Hello and welcome to another podcast. Zacks and the City, Germany's #1 podcast in all categories. Let's cue the music. Boom, 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 boom.
All right.
Zach.
Hey, man. How you doing today?
Oh, I'm so good.
Beautiful day here. It's raining. I love the rain. Nah. But, it's getting warmer. That's all that matters. Yesterday was Thursday.
Yeah.
And on Thursday, there's something that is called after work,
Uh-oh.
And this was actually last week this happened.
I think we did talk about it on the podcast, too. A little bit after work.
The after
the
work.
situation with the 24-year-old, 25-year-old.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
you were
right.
a little bit confused.
Well, I have
lied to the man.
another experience that happened during there where I couldn't remember, but now I remember, and I want to talk about
So this is the same night.
Same night after work.
Legendary after work
Coming
night.
home. We're all in the train station area, like close to it, just talking and chopping it up a little bit before we say our goodbyes. And then this girl comes up to us and was like, "Oh my gosh, you're that Instagrammer, YouTuber." I don't know what she said, but she said one of those.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And our friend was like, "You actually know who he is?" And blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah. We matched on Tinder 2 years ago. And I'm like, when she said that, I'm like, huh? And then my friend's like, on the side, he's like, "No! Oh my gosh! Get out of here!" Making the biggest deal out of it. And I'm just there like, man.
I thought that was hilarious. I was right with
awkward.
him. I was making a big deal of it too. That was so
like,
funny.
And then, he's like, he's like walking around and like doing all this, like, "Oh my gosh, they matched on Tinder." And I'm like, oh man.
It just came out of nowhere.
It
was.
was.
Just like, "You're the guy from TikTok." He's like, "Yeah, you like my videos? We matched on Tinder." Like just.
And I was like,
man.
oh, blah, blah, blah. And we talked a little bit. She's like, "Oh, keep up good work, everything." And then she's like, "Well, I have a new American boyfriend." And I was like, dang, she was going for them Americans, that's for sure.
A red flag.
Yeah, I was like, red flag. Oh my God. It was just like how she had to put that out. It was just like, huh, okay. Because I didn't even ask. She just came out and said that. She was like, boom. And I'm like, huh, all right. And then said our goodbyes, blah, blah, blah. And then Zach looks at me and goes, "Do you remember her?" I was like, "Not even a bit." Not even a little bit. No, I do not remember matching with this girl. I don't even know if I talked to this girl on Tinder.
Yeah.
Did she message me first? Did I message her first? No idea. That was 2 years ago, dude. That was like when I first moved here.
And you had deleted your account, right? So you couldn't even go back and look.
Then I deleted it,
to see if you could find her.
And so
yeah.
I was just like, this girl, she got an American boyfriend. Best of luck to her.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out whatever your name was. Don't even know, but she knows who I am. And that was an interesting moment. Have you ever had any of those moments? Those people come up to you and was like, "Yo, we matched," or "Yo, I seen you on this dating website."
I think it has. In Stuttgart, there's like an alley where it's not an alley. It's just like a pedestrian street where a lot of people just kind of hang out at night. There's a couple bars there, and then if the weather's nice, you just stand outside.
Mm-hmm.
Near Matahari, Hansum Glückbrunnen. And I think one night we were just like hanging out there, and somebody came up to me and was like, "Yo, we matched on Tinder, but we never like talked to each other on there." And then I like talked to them a little bit, but I don't think anything like
Nothing sparked.
Nothing sparked.
Happens.
Well, I mean, there's like probably like a reason that we didn't write with each other, but it's whatever. No offense to this person, I actually don't even remember. That was a while ago.
No offense to anybody.
No offense to anybody, but I do think it is like a little bit of a red flag for me. I have had it a few times where it's usually this is like someone from a dating app, where you meet them and then they like, you go on a couple dates or whatever, and you're just talking, and then like it comes up that they have like an American ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
And it's just like a little bit of like, it's hard to explain, but it does make me feel like a little bit weird. Like it's like, oh, like did this person just match?
Target me?
It's all like in my profile that I'm American. That feels a little weird. Like.
Yeah, it's interesting. Red flags, man.
It's not, I don't know. Like, I guess it's like it could just be a coincidence.
Well, what are your red flags? Do you have a big red flag, or do you have just like
for other people?
Yeah. Like you go on a date and you're like, is this a red flag?
I think I'll probably have more than I like want to admit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's like for me, like, I don't know. There's not like a specific thing. I don't think.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get really hung up on like hair color or some like really specific thing. Usually it's more like general stuff. Like if we can have like a good conversation or whatever.
Yeah. My biggest it's not my big, well, maybe it's a pretty big red flag, I would say. Would probably be if everything, I just hate when people makes everything political.
Oh, that, yeah.
Like I hate when they're like, oh, that's such a, I don't know, that's so democratic of you, or that's so Republican of you, or that's like they have to like everything you think or you decide of something is because of some political thing.
Yeah, they like try to talk about like they try to like guess like,
oh,
who did you vote for in the last election? Because all these Germans like know so much about American politics and they're so kind of
caught
like
up.
Obsessed with it during our election season, so they all want to know like from the horse's mouth, like, oh my god, I'm actually meeting an American, like tell me all about, like, who did you vote for, who did your whole family vote for? It's like, I don't want to talk about all this stuff with you, like I'm not asking you who your family vote, like I don't know, it's just I barely even know the person, and
don't talk to me about politics.
I haven't had that on like a date yet. Usually it's like, I don't know, usually it's like other dudes that are asking me like about that kind of stuff.
I had some weird conversations with people, dude.
Or like, you're just like, I don't even know you. I don't really want to talk to you about this. Like, because you know they don't even know who you are as a person, right? They're just gonna like get some story out of you and then like go and tell it to their friends and be like, oh my god, I talked to an American and he said this. And
he said that, and like, I hate.
I don't really like. I don't need to be like your token. I talked to an American one time and he said this story.
And I don't know about you or like, but my parents told me that even in relationships, you shouldn't talk politics because there'll always be a fight.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if that's right or wrong. I'm just saying. But like, there's so many people have so many different perspectives on things to different degrees. There's, I would say, a bunch of people married in the U.S. that have different beliefs in a lot of things. Yeah. But they just agree to disagree and just allow that to. They don't allow that to affect their relationships or their lives. But
it's like a complicated thing. I think everybody's a little bit different, right? There's the people who are like your parents who are just like, all right, I think our lives are easier if we just don't talk about it that much and don't get mad at each other. And we're a team, so let's act like it kind of thing. But I think there's other people that just like can't help themselves. Like it's just so important to them and it's something they have to talk about. And they have to be with someone who agrees with them. And
then you have that video where there's that little girl crying and the mommy's like, what's wrong, honey? Is Daddy called me a Democrat. It's like, there's those families like, dude, that should not like hurt somebody's feelings, man. But yeah, just like, it's interesting, like, how that works. But yeah, red flag. Don't come talk to me about politics. I'm not the biggest fan of talking about it, especially, when like a loud country like the U.S. where it's so diverse too with a divided. Don't talk to me about that. But another red flag I would say, because I just don't know anything about it, and it's just like. I don't want to really say much words about it, but if they ask me what my sign is.
The signs. That's a tough one.
I'm like, dude, I don't know what I am. I mean, these people, they say all these different things. And like, if you don't know the sign thing, what is it called? Astrology or something?
Yeah.
We'll call it sign language. No, we won't say
sign language.
We won't say that. But like if they say stuff like that, it's like when I first ever heard these signs and someone's like, I'm a Cancer, I'm like, I actually thought like of the disease, dude. And like, it's just like, I'm a virgin. I'm like,
a virgin. It's called Virgo.
It's like Virgo.
But in German it's like virgin. I always thought that was so funny.
Virgo, Cancer. Is there a lion?
Leo.
Leo. Am I just naming the German ones?
No, you're naming the English ones. The German ones are like more literal, right?
Yeah.
So the English ones are all named after like Leo and Cancer and whatever. The German ones are just like crab, lion, virgin. Like they're like all really literal.
I'm a crab. What are you?
I think
Annoying?
it's so funny with the way people talk about it because it's just like, yeah, I'm a virgin. Like I don't know. It's just like on your dating profile, virgin. Like I don't know, it's like really weird.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was funny when
I thought it was funny too. But
yeah, in English they're all like the weird like Gemini instead of twins or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to talk to someone, it's like, oh, I'm a twin. Like, oh man, you have a twin? Is it like identical, fraternal? It's like, no, I'm just like I was born in
July. Or
whatever.
no, July's not even. I don't even know what the date's.
Don't ask me.
I'm born in September, so I'm a Cancer.
Yeah,
sorry about that, man.
I'm also like a little bit. I don't know.
I don't know much
like
about
random
it.
To me. Like it's. I don't know. Like, are people that serious about it? I don't think most people are like serious about it.
Do you think the people who are serious also get their palm read?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm not into that whole world.
I don't know. No judgment, but it's just like I don't know that much about it, so don't ask me, and I will not even judge this relationship off a sign. I am not even gonna like. I could care less about some random message about this sign of when I was born. It doesn't matter.
Bad energies, good energies.
Bad energy. I'm feeling bad energy.
Like the whole what's like the room decorating thing. Feng shui or whatever. Where
what he said.
Got to keep the dark energies coming from the door away from your bed. I don't know. Yeah, there's a whole.
Who knows?
It's all like a whole deal. I'm not that much into it either. My energy is just like, the calories on whatever I'm eating.
Heck yeah.
That's the energy I'm concerned with. Making sure
that's where you gotta get your energy. Or caffeine, dude. Caffeine really gets me energetic.
Oh yeah.
Good cup of coffee.
That's good. So bad. I started drinking coffee since moving to Germany. It gets so bad. I drink way too much.
Do you like American coffee? Like, tell me your honest opinion compared to what you make at home, coffee you make in the U.S., to coffee you make in Germany. Which one do you like better?
I guess I like the coffee I make here. I make it a little bit stronger, and
built tough.
I think it's better. I think the American coffee is kind of like not that strong. Like
no.
You can kind of drink it, but I don't know. It's almost better to have some kind of creamer or something in there, just because like regular coffee, like drinking it black is just not that strong and just kind of tastes like hot water almost.
I got you.
Which I mean is fine. It's like it's still got caffeine in it, but here I think most coffee drinks taste a little bit better. Even like the machines at work and stuff. The full automat. Tastes a little bit better.
I mean, so I'll play devil's advocate right here. That is a term that you use where you're gonna go against somebody. Like you'll take the opposite approach,
even if you don't necessarily agree.
Even if you necessarily don't agree.
Yeah.
So I'll play devil's advocate right here. I would say the U.S. has better coffee for one reason and one reason only.
It's iced coffee?
No.
Okay.
But the iced coffee is good. Shout out to the iced coffee.
I do like iced coffee.
But I would say since I like enjoying coffee, like I enjoy like the flavor.
Yeah.
I like having a big cup because when you drink coffee in the States, you drink like it feels like half a liter at a time. Like the mug is huge and like it lasts you a while. So and I just remember, going to football games, going to some outdoor event where it's kind of cold. You bring your big thing of coffee and it's not like strong. Like here, I feel like if I made that big of a thing, I'd be like going bonkers, bro. I'd be going off the roof, off the walls. And but like in the US, since it's like they have filtered coffee here. It's just like it's not that common in a apartment or in a household to have a filter coffee machine as much. They just have these like espresso what is it called?
Siebträger?
Yeah, Siebträgermaschine.
Yeah, or like the coffee pads, but even the pads
it's still small.
It's still smaller and
then the espresso machines, it doesn't make it like a Keurig.
Yeah.
All the Americans will know what Keurig is.
I see what you're saying. Like you get it in like the little travel mug and you just kind of can walk around with your coffee, like throw it in your car, bring it to work with you and sort of sip on it for an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think that's
what I like about American coffee. Flavor is, of course, here. The coffee's better. But like I actually like don't mind the US one, and I like to enjoy it, and I like the longevity of the coffee, how long it lasts you. Here I feel like 2 sips and I can be done, dude. It's like crazy. But yeah, interesting stuff, you know. Those are the little things that you just like learn that are different. There's also a lack of space. So if one roommate likes their coffee this way, another one has another machine, and I have my own machine. 3 different coffee machines in one apartment. That seems like a little much. The space is getting minimal.
Or just one coffee machine, but you have like one of those guys who's really into coffee, you know?
Yeah.
Because those things are crazy. They have like the thing just to grind the beans is like as big as a coffee machine.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yo, it's because of the discs and it's got a, you know, weighted bottom. So that
they get technical, dude.
Like they're like all into that, and they spend like $1,000 on like a bean grinder. And that's like, you got the bean grinder, you got the coffee machine, you got like a scale or whatever. So like just all this stuff
has to be
just set
picture
up.
perfect, dude.
It's like
picture perfect.
It takes
coffee.
half the counter just for the coffee. I mean, if you get really into it, you can drop a lot of money on a coffee machine.
Well, that leads us to our sponsor, which is give us a review on any platform that you're listening to. It does us.
Even if it's a bad review. As long as there's 5 stars.
5 stars. As long as you give us 5 stars, bad review. I don't care. Just give us 5 stars.
Share this podcast with a friend.
Now back to the podcast. So, today is an interesting day because it's Friday, but nothing's open.
Yes, it is Karfreitag.
Karfreitag, a.k.a. Good Friday.
According to my Greek friend, Big Friday.
A lot of different names for this. But yeah, so it's a holiday. And I would say, what is it? April, May, and June are the best months for holidays in Germany because in April and May, there's 2 Friday, Monday holidays like that go. Yeah. There's 2 weeks where it's a 4-day weekend, which is
there's the
cool.
one for Easter where you get the Friday and the Monday off, and then Pfingsten. I don't even know. Is that Passover? What is Pfingsten? I don't even know. It's something.
But yeah,
we don't get it off in the U.S., so I don't really know what all the holidays are called. But it's
definitely respect all the holidays here. There's a lot of things I respect. You know, the working life balance, and then these holidays, 30 days vacation. I cannot complain.
This is, I mean, I shouldn't complain, you know, I shouldn't, but I'm going to start complaining. So just get ready. I'm going to complain about having 2 days off of work.
All right, let's hear it.
I just don't like Easter specifically. I love Pfingsten because it's in summer, right? It's like May. It's like warm outside. You can go hiking. You can do something with the time you have off. April's like, you can go hiking in April, but it's like kind of early. Usually, you know, it can get really cold at night. It can get really rainy. So it's not like the best time.
It is raining right now.
It's raining right now. I wouldn't want to be like sleeping in a tent right now. So it's not the best time for hiking unless you're like really serious about it. And it's also just like, everything's closed, right?
Yeah.
You can't really travel anywhere. Like you can't, like, let's say, let's take the long weekend. Let's go to whatever, Paris, Berlin, whatever. Because those cities are all closed up too. Because everybody's got the day off. Everyone's taking the weekend off. And pretty much all of your German friends, right, instead of being able to like hang out with people, they go home. Like
they do go home.
Like the unofficial time, you know, it's like the time to just go home to your family and spend Easter there. So everybody's gone, right? The city's like empty. Any other city you would want to take a weekend trip to is also going to be empty and closed down. Everybody's just hanging out with their families. So you're like left as the, you know, non-German with families overseas. You're just kind of like left chilling there, and you're like, what do? We got all this time off work, but nobody's here, and you can't really like. There's not much to do like travel.
There's not much to do. I found something to pass time.
Recording a podcast?
No, I mean that is one, but I was actually watching paint dry.
Watching paint dry.
It was pretty cool, dude. You should have saw this. It took 5 hours for this one little area to dry. Unbelievable. I added some like
exhilarating.
Some really crazy music to it, so it was like intense. Wow, that.
You should make like a video montage of paint drying.
Dude, I don't know. People might think it's scary, to be honest, because it's intense, man. Yeah, I was like sweating, legit sweating. But dude, that's an activity you can try to take on. Like, It's actually, I was thinking about trying making a verein, a sport out of it.
Just paint dry watching.
Paint dry watching.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do like a little bit of spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning.
Trying to get my organization game going. But,
I actually can tell you it's not spring cleaning, but it's
Why
cleaning therapy.
Cleaning therapy.
Yeah, it's therapeutic. It just like gives you a different perspective, makes you feel much more organized after you are done cleaning.
Indeed.
Indeed.com. No sponsors.
No sponsors. Do you know about the Easter fires?
The Easter fires?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a German tradition.
Do they like throw fire?
They make a giant fire. And not like a bonfire. Well, I guess it can be a bonfire.
I'm on a
But like traditionally, you go in like these little dwarfs in Germany.
Dorf, yeah.
Everybody brings all the sticks and stuff that they cleaned out of their yard from the winter, and they throw them all together in just a giant pile, and they make a fire. It's like the size of a house. Like they can be so big, and you just have a giant Easter fire, and that's like a big tradition here. It's supposed to be like a way to celebrate that the winter is over and, bring all the good spirits.
Where's my invite? I want to check this out.
If anyone's having an Easter fire, hit us up.
Yeah.
We're looking for an Easter fire.
We're trying to check these things out.
by the time
Vlog
this
it a little
podcast
bit.
is
Get a little
released.
documentation in there.
I think Easter will be over by the time they hear
Probably,
this,
but,
it's fine. Next year's Easter Fire 2024, we're there.
We are there, and you can also join the paint drying fine. It'll be set up in a few weeks.
All right. Dude, it feels weird recording this podcast without headphones.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. We usually have headphones on. We're trying out with the video podcast, and we have to use the headphones cord to bring the audio to the camera.
But I'm going to buy a cord
So we got to get a new
wear
cord. So we'll have headphones in the future. But right now, I don't have headphones on. I feel naked.
Yeah.
I don't know what's coming out the other
dry.
end. It could be crackling, popping, making all kinds of weird noise.
No.
On the recording. It could sound horrible.
And
we wouldn't even know. I got no way of knowing.
I have no way of knowing either. Is it still raining?
I don't know.
No.
It's clearing up.
It's clearing up.
It's looking good, people.
Saturday, there's stuff is open. That's a big win.
So I did my shopping yesterday because I am.
Me too. Well,
I am skilled.
He's a skilled German.
In
American.
the art of being prepared for holidays. Not really. I actually forget all the time, but this time I happen to remember. And I remembered that in the past I've forgotten, and then I had to go shopping on Saturday, and it was horrible. Just chaos. So never again. I got all my stuff on Thursday. I am well stocked.
Nice. There's another thing I want to talk about.
All right.
We work.
Yes.
We're hard-working humans.
We have jobs.
We are jobs. We're both on visas.
I'm not on a visa, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a resident. This dude is freaking German, bro. Companies, I was talking to a colleague the other day about this, and we talked about, because, like, no offense to companies out there, but Germans love canteens. They love lunchrooms.
You gotta have a canteen.
And to be honest, I really don't care about them, and nor do I think it's a perk to have them. In a way, sure, it's a perk, but like,
yeah.
To be honest, I like bringing my own lunch,
Yeah.
and just having like a wrap or something, because yeah, the canteen food has disappointed me so many times, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, it's just the canteen that you have," but I've heard other people also speak out on this matter and say their canteen's food's not the best. It sometimes like hurts my tummy, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I could just, and also like in the US, I know Germany is different, maybe European in general, but like we eat a lot of cold stuff for lunch.
Yeah, like a sandwich. Yeah.
Wrap, salad. And here it's like, I feel like the bigger meal is the lunch, and then Abend, you have freaking Abendbrot.
Yeah.
But yeah. What are your thoughts on canteens?
So actually,
if somebody first,
yeah,
I offer you a job A, they both pay the same, but job A has a canteen, job B doesn't, but both equally as good. Maybe the one without a canteen has a vending machine and the other one doesn't.
Dang.
Would you pick the one with the canteen, or would you?
I think I would. I do think I'd like to go. I mean, if it's a good canteen, right? It depends.
It depends.
It wouldn't be like, it's not like a factor in deciding a job necessarily. Like, you're fine without it. But if you got a good one, because they're usually really cheap. That's my thing. Like, where else can you get like a really solid meal for whatever, €3, €5? Like, canteens are super cheap because they're usually like subsidized or whatever from the company. Like, you're not paying the full price of everything. So it's not like eating at a restaurant where you're spending €10 every day. You're spending like 3 to 5. And if it's like at a good price, right, then I think it's fine. And I like it because you get to go there, you get like a good solid meal, and I don't have to worry about like packing my lunch every single day.
Yeah.
But if you don't have one, like, I'm also fine. I can just go to, if there's like a grocery store nearby, go to the grocery store, grab like a sandwich or something there.
Which is also pretty cheap. You can get like these like bowls or something that you can warm up in a microwave or something. Maybe it's not as healthy.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, I'm just fine with making wraps. I have nothing against it. But it's all good. Maybe I just need to try a good canteen. Maybe I'm just lacking on my canteen experience. But yeah, it's definitely not a game changer for me. It's not like like I really like to me, I don't care whether it's a canteen or not.
Yeah.
It's not like a priority for me. But I feel like a lot of European companies, they make sure the canteen's available.
That's like 50% of like my workplace discussion, I think, is like talking about what's at the canteen today. Are we going to the canteen or are we going somewhere else? And complaining about how bad the canteen is, because it's really not great, the one we have.
Yeah.
It's like they used to have a better one apparently before I started working there, and everybody talks about.
Dude, that's what they all say. That's what my company people say. They're like, yeah, we used to have a good one, but like it's like.
That's all they talk about. It's like, oh, remember when they used to have this good one, and like, oh, look at this, it's the food's so bad today, and then we'll go there anyways and eat the food, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine for the price, you can't complain. It's like you have the same conversation pretty much every single day.
Every day.
So I wouldn't mind having like a really good one. Like, I've gone to some places like for trainings and stuff, other locations where they've had like really good canteens. And you get like a really solid meal, for like €5, like a high quality
good meal.
That's good. And then like sometimes, dude, sometimes they have the sides, and oh man, watch out! You give me like a side of salted potatoes for 50 cents.
50-cent
potatoes. Of peas, like a bowl just filled to the brim.
50-cent potato naters.
A bowl filled to the brim with seasoned. With
yogurt,
steamed peas.
Oh, steamed peas.
Oh man, I love peas.
Woo!
I will knock out those sides. I will take, the cheapest little entree that they got and just load up on those sides because I love that stuff. So I
going town with the potato.
But the one I go to now doesn't have that. They don't have sides.
Mine
they just
have
either. Like, you just get one meal. You pay for the meal. You get a little salad with it, and whatever thing they slop on your plate, which is fine. I mean,
it's alright.
But it's not the best canteen in the world. So we end up going out to eat a lot. And like we got to a point where I was like sick of eating pizza. I didn't think that was even possible.
You guys have pizza?
We would just go out to pizza because the cantina was so bad. And I would end up having pizza like 2 or 3 times a week. And then like I would just get sick of it. Like I was just like, I don't even want to eat pizza anymore.
Too much pizza.
I'm so sick of eating pizza.
We need chicken nuggets. You know how hard it is to fail at chicken nuggets? It's pretty hard to fail at chicken nuggets. Give me some chicken nuggets.
That would be solid.
I wish. I would love this canteen if they just had a sub line. I feel like that's big with like lunchrooms in the U.S. There's always the sub line, and that's like if none of the other stuff was good, it's like, fine, I'll just grab a sub.
Dude, a sub with German bread would be fire.
Like, be fire, dude.
A sub. Like they have like a Subway here, I guess, but I think that's just the normal Subway bread.
Yeah, they need a Jersey Mike's.
Legit bakery. That just, I guess, and the bakeries sometimes do have like subs, kind of baguettes with some stuff on them. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking like a legit bakery with real bakery bread, where they just have the open line where you can choose what you want and just they'll load it up. Because the ones at these belegte baguette things that you get at the bakery, they're pretty weak in terms of like the filling. Like it's mostly bread, and then they just have like a couple tomatoes and some cheese on there or something. But if you had one of those and you could load it up with whatever lunch meat you wanted and dressing and stuff, that would be really solid. This is a great idea for any entrepreneurs out there, any bakery entrepreneurs watching.
Get on that.
Start up a Subway shop, but keep the bread really good. Keep that really good.
Look up the Jersey Mike's business plan and just do that with German bread.
Jersey Mike's is just the same as Subway, right? It's just a sub shop.
I mean, it's a sub shop, but like, it's so much better. I prefer Jersey Mike's or Jimmy John's over Subway any day.
I had Jimmy John's last time I went.
Bootlegger, bro, a number 9. I know exactly what I'm getting.
I had a weird Jimmy John's experience, dude. I went back for like a work thing. I was in the U.S. We had Jimmy John's for lunch. I ordered some sandwich. I wasn't really paying attention to like the exact description. I was just like, oh, that one looks good, with the whatever avocado and whatever's on there. I'll take that one. And so I ordered this sandwich. Dude, it showed up and it was like in a square package. It wasn't a sub. They gave me like a sandwich with like square like sandwich bread. I was like, what? I've never
had that because I love Jimmy John's bread.
What is going on here? Like I cannot order at a Jimmy John's and get served something on square bread. Like I was so confused. And the worst part is, right, it's served on square bread, but all the ingredients were still Jimmy John's. So they still loaded it up with like the iceberg lettuce in like the little tiny shreds, right? Which in the sub is fine. You just throw it in there. Like the bottom is closed off. It's not going to fall out.
Yeah, but
so you just eat it. It doesn't work with square bread. You can't have little tiny shreds of lettuce just shoved on top of this piece of bread. Like they're falling off out of all four sides. Like it was the messiest thing I've ever eaten.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was just like, this is unbelievable.
You downright failed at that one.
Why did I've never it's sliced bread?
Dude, you probably
at a sub shop.
You looked at the kiddie menu,
and everyone else got one too. There was only one guy in the whole room who got
That's
a sub.
Weird.
Everyone else got a square sandwich. Like me, and nobody even like mentioned it. Nobody even thought it was weird. I was like, am I living in like some alternate universe? In the last like couple of years since I moved to Germany, have you guys at sub shops just started serving sliced bread, Wonder Bread? This is craziness. I was like ready to freak out. I was like, what's going on?
Jimmy John's is the best, and
I can't agree. Not after this
don't let that experience.
I can't agree.
Fool you guys.
Don't go to Jimmy John's.
Get the white bread from the sub bread from Jimmy John's. So good,
All right. I think that's a podcast, Zach.
That's a podcast. We'll close it off here. I'll talk like I'm a Southern dude,
Yep, let's go enjoy our Good Friday.
Let's go enjoy our Good weekend. Friday. Gotta call my mama.
My
papa. And tell them a good old Good Friday, how that all going.
A hearty thank you to Marvin Pfeiffer for the intro music.
Yeah,
and we will catch y'all next week.
Y'all have a good one. Peace.